welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic.
Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm doing a vintage cube draft. This is the second and probably last one I'm doing with the Tarkir Dragonstorm update version of the cube. Just had a couple days where I needed something fun and different to record, but I'll be back to constructed. I think I did like 8 of the last cube. A little lighter this time around. This pack is extremely mid, but Tolarian Academy is an archetype in and of itself. The last draft I did actually turned out to be a pretty bonkers blue artifacts Tolarian Academy combo deck, which you don't need to do all that for Academy to be good. You just have to reliably have 1 or 2 artifacts in play, and then it's all upside. Sort of the meek in the pack, I'm aware of that. Remand, Watery Grave, those all seem pretty sweet, but as far as doing vintage cube stuff, Tolarian Academy stands out pretty easily there. Okay, Tamiyo is a blue card that produces artifacts. Tolarian Academy likes all of those aspects. Urza's Saga also dovetails nicely into artifact stuff decks. Wooded Foothills leaves open the branch of color fixing, like getting 1 fetch land, even a red-green one, now like Tropical Island or Volcanic Island are things I can add to my deck and give me splashes. Like, fetch lands are great. I think it's Tamiyo or Urza Saga for me. And staking a claim on blue, like passing Saga stinks a little. I'm not getting that back. But I took Tolarian Academy. There was just Remand for blue cards in the last pack, and Tamiyo's the only blue card in this pack. I mean, there's Treasure Cruise, but no one's taken that early. Here is Windswept Heath, Creeping Tar Pit, Smuggler's Copter are the cards I'm considering. I like Stern Scolding just fine, but not better than those other cards. Ooh, a card that I have to read. Evora, 1/1 Trample, love that. When this enters, when it deals combat damage to a player, make a blood, and whenever you discard a card, put a +1 counter on Evora. Yeah, she seems sweet. I think I have played against her once before and just forgot. Unlike the last pack, where there was a fetch land versus a good blue card, here there is a fetch land versus a mid blue card, and Smuggler's Copter pays you out if you have a bunch of creatures to crew it, which, if this deck goes how I want, I probably won't have. I'll take the fetch land. Preordain, Golos, Revoker, Sink into Stupor, Overlord of Mistmoors. I do have a white fixer here. Revoker is a perfectly playable artifact. Like, you're not embarrassed to just cast this card in cube. Golos can go get my Academy, and this opens up another option for the archetype. Like, Field of the Dead and Primeval Titan are cards in this cube. I think Preordain is the safe pick. Sink into Stupor, obviously always safe. It could just be a land if you need that. Like, that card's really good too. I'm gonna go for Golos. It's an artifact that tutors Tolarian Academy and then also helps turn on Tolarian Academy. A pick 5 Fastbond, huh? Well, that's interesting. If Golos and Fastbond are still kicking around down here, that's something I can play with. And here is the fetch land pathway I was talking about. Windswept Heath, green-white. What does that have anything to do with Tolarian Academy? Here's Hallowed Fountain, a blue source, and now I have 2 white sources in my deck if I take this Hallowed Fountain or Jetmir's Garden. Like, that's how quickly a fetch land can pay out into multiple sources of colored mana. But Fastbond is, like Academy, one of these vintage cube cards that can do proper fuck shit if given the opportunity. Gush and Fastbond, that's a combo. Gush will require a critical density of islands to play, but I think that's okay. Lush Portico's fetchable, Proving Grounds fetchable. Legion Extruder is a removal spell that's also an artifact, but asks me to be in another color, which I'm not ready to do. Yeah, let's play Gush. I don't know where this is going yet, but I'm into it. Pick 7 fetch land. Louis Scott Vargas in shambles. Territorial Kavu could be something powerful with Golos, like if I'm trying to get to 5 colors anyway, but I'm not going to draft around Territorial Kavu when I have Tolarian Academy. But 2 fetch lands with Fastbond. Now I am incentivized to find Crucible of Worlds or Raminep Excavator. Jitte and Mutt are artifacts that would go in any deck, but I think I'm just leaving my options open here. And there he is immediately. The Raminep Excavator. Yeah, okay. We're doing this now. This is my pack back again. Essica's Chariot is an artifact that's also a payoff for ramping. Once Upon a Time digs pretty well. Beginning of combat on your turn, draw a card, then you may exile an artifact or creature from your hand. If you do, create a token that's a copy of the exiled card, except it's a 3/3 golem. Alright, so this is a 6 mana draw 2 cards a turn that sometimes does something else. Waterlogged Grove is also an engine. Alright, I'm taking Grove. Like, it's on the 2 colors that are my main colors, and then it also, if I have unlimited land drops in a turn with Raminep, this could draw 5 or 6 cards reasonably in a turn cycle if I really need to make something happen. Salvager versus Treasure Cruise. This is also an artifact and a win con. All right, I'll take this guy. Gotha Triome. That's a bunch of things that I'm not currently. Mortuary is fetchable by both of my fetch lands and gives me some selection. I'm not currently using black mana, but that's fine. Oh, Revoker versus Mystic. How rampy do I want to be versus how artifacty do I want to be? I think having Tolarian Academy and not being able to use it would be a travesty. Okay, I am building out, ooh, interesting, a green Chungus that is a great way to sink mana or a potential another engine. I'll take the Chungus. You gotta win somehow. And even if you just like have turn 1 Fastbond and make 1 extra land drop with it, well, another on-color duel, we'll take it. Even if Fastbond just ramps you by 1 turn, that's still the same effect on a game that a Mox has, even if you don't actually pop off with it. And I do have multiple ways to pop off between the 2 fetches. That was pretty cool. Academy into Tameo, suddenly we're Fastbond ramp. Mana Crypt, I've heard that one's good. Misty Rainforest, I love that. Probably not going to see it back. Pest Infestation, love that. Probably not going to see it back. What am I going to get back? I would take Fabled Passage. I am a Fastbond Raminep deck. Memory Lapse, unlikely to see that. Might see Undercity Sewers again. Probably will get back Eternal Witness. Bloodbraid Challenger, I do have a Jetmir's Garden that could play that. Yeah, I would be pretty stoked with either of these, but I'm just going to take the broken Vintage Cube card that also pops off with Academy. We've got Snapcaster Mage. That doesn't... I have Gush is the only spell in my deck. Okay. The Ether Spark. -5 draw 2 cards. This is a cool artifact thing. So is Staff of the Storyteller. I have a couple, I have a few ways to access white. Not really into it. Palace Jailer, I think, is the best card in this pack. I could take Snapcaster on spec, hoping that I'll find some sort of spell at some point to cast with it. I could take Beseiju as another land in my toolbox. True Name Nemesis is just a guy. Enduring Curiosity, that is a card draw engine. And I do have a handful of creatures. I'm going to take Beseiju. I think I'm more likely to wheel Snapcaster, True Name, or Enduring Curiosity, or Aether Spark, any of which I'm mostly fine with. Ancient Tomb, Otawara, Othari, Balance, Palantir, Walk-in Closet. This is another Crucible of Worlds. I think there's a good chance I'll wheel this. I already have the better one. Balance, huh? I do love Balance. It would have the ability to cast it, but if I'm dumping out tons of lands, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Heritage Reclamation, a new card from Tarkir Dragonstorm, Artifact Enchantment, exile a card from a graveyard, draw a card. I mean, Othari is a powerful thing to ramp out. I do have access to the colors. If I'm in just 5-color ramp mess, and Ancient Tomb is also great, of course. I'm just going to take Ancient Tomb. Fine. Chromox I love. Urson Monstrosity. These, like, green bodies, I think I'll get back eventually, but getting another Mox this deep, I love it. There's my Field of the Dead. That's a win con now. Taiga is not useless to me. Like, it's a green base land fetchable by my 2 fetches that also turns on Golos. But yeah, it's Field of the Dead. We're in there. A strip mine would really make my life here. Obviously, that's a premium pick cube card outside of the power, but I'm just saying, I would like to have it. Storm Chaser's Talent. Make an Otter, buy back an instant or sorcery. Again, my deck only has one instant or sorcery in it. Huatli can tutor a basic land and then do some cool stuff on the back. Meticulous Archive in color. I think I want Huatli. I have cool mana, I just need something to do with it now. If you get to the end of a draft and you didn't draft a really cool mana base, you can always patch it together with artifact or with basic lands from the land box. You cannot, there are not like grizzly bears, gray ogres, and hill giants in the land box. Like they don't let you fill in your curve with spells. Counterspell, very powerful. Floodpit Surrounder is cool. Expedition Map, very cool, but I'm not taking any of that over a counterspell. Fiery Confluence is bonkers, but I'm not probably in the double red market here. Elvish Reclaimer, that's another land tutoring adjacent thing. Stomping Ground, I wouldn't mind having, but it's gone now. All right, Reclaimer's in. Eternal Witness Wield, no surprise there. I'm not using this Mishra's Workshop in any kind of way I'm happy with. Bloodbraid Challenger is a cool way to spend mana. Scrubland. I have Jetmir's Garden to make red. That's enough, right? I don't have to play this card either. I could just take it. All right, Bloodbraid Challenger in the pile. Now I have red. Is Plateau better than Aether Spark? Probably. Or there's that Enduring Curiosity again. I do have some creatures coming together here. Yeah, it's not Aether Spark. It's Plateau or Curiosity. Okay. I am going to take my own advice and have things to play. Here's my second Crucible of Worlds on the wheel. Person Monstrosity on the wheel. Getting a combat on your turn, mill a card, choose an opponent. This creature attacks that player. At this combat, until in a turn, this creature gets +1/+1 and indestructible for each card type in your graveyard. Yeah, sure. Just a hitter. Haywire Might, an artifact that also does stuff. Oath of Druids in the sideboard or Blooming Marsh in the deck. I already have a black source. All right, yeah. Wow, no respect at all. This is honestly ridiculous. This card's fucked. Okay. I'm suddenly interested in seeing if I can support double red. Tireless Tracker feeds my plan like crazy. Oko Thief of Crowns, just an excellent busted magic card. I could probably cast Atraxa with this deck. Ramping into Mind Twist pretty good. Displacer Kitten, just a sweet engine in general. I think it's Oko for me here, and I would love to see this Tireless Tracker back. A bunch of random mid-range green stuff wheeled earlier, and this is pick one, so I'd love to get Tracker back. We're not going to get Atraxa. All right, Oko, you're in. Titania, Protector of Argoth. That's a crazy lands card. Fairy Mastermind lets me do something at lower mana. Will I wheel Titania, I guess is the question. I mean, Bristly Bill's cool. I'm not doing anything cool with Tinker, unfortunately. I love that card. Fairy Mastermind, Bristly Bill, Treachery. I think I'll wheel the Titania. If that's the case, Bristly Bill, I think, is where I want to be. If I just get one of these Crucible things going, that could be just a ton of damage. Okay, Titania, please come back to me. I want you. Upheaval. That card's really good with fast mana and fast spawn. Hexdrinker is my alternative here. Yeah, I'm taking Upheaval. Ugin, Eye of the Storms. Sweet. That's a fun way to spend mana. Springheart and Tuco, also excellent with the things I have constructed. I might get that back, though. I'm not getting Ugin back. And I like playing with new cards. Yeah, I'll take Ugin here. Tropical Strip Mine! Oh my god. I was almost distracted by the Tropical Island. Wow. Primeval Titan, Tropical Island, and Strip Mine all in the pack here. It's 100% Strip Mine, but I'd be happy to get back Trop, Prismatic Vista, or Primetime, or Miscalculation. I would even play Mightstone and Weakstone. All right. We're in there. There's the Thopter Foundry to go with that. Pack one, pick one, sort of the make I didn't take. Restless Vinestalk. This is an on-color dual that is also a creature land. The alternative is something like Soul Guide Lantern. This is another land that is not an island. I have 0 islands in my deck right now, and I have this Gush. Soul Guide Lantern is an artifact that also slows down some of the dumber stuff that could happen in the format. I'm actually going to take Soul Guide Lantern. Zurin Orb, that's a combo. I can stack all my lands and then play them all again. And I gain 2 life for each one, but I lose 1 life, so I gain infinite life with a Crucible and Fastbond. Sylvan Caryatid would have been good for the deck. Coalition Relic would have been good for the deck, but Zern Orb we're in. Exploration and Wasteland, wow! Oh man. Do I want a redundant Fastbond effect or a redundant Strip Mine effect? What a tease. Like, clearly my seat is open if we're getting Strip Mines and Wastelands like this. Wasteland could just miss. It could also obliterate someone. I think I'm taking Exploration. Okay, on the wheel, we got back Displacer Kitten or Subtlety. What does Kitten do? Flickers Golos, Sandstorm Salvager, and I barely have any non-creature spells. Subtlety it is. Deck full of creatures. Titania, please. There she is. Old Reliable. And Treachery, very powerful. Karn, very powerful. But Titania, I'm going to try to stick to the theme. I don't think I'm going to be able to support these red cards. Or I don't think I'm going to need to support these red cards. I get to cut them. I don't have to cut them. I get to. Right now I'm on pace to have like 2 or 3 basic islands in my deck. I don't know if this Gush is going to make it. Tarmogoyf versus Thornspire Verge. This is base red. If it was base green, I think I'd take it. But Tarmogoyf, yeah. It's just a body that does stuff. Keep forgetting I have a Mana Crypt. My goodness. I was excited about this deck without that being consciously in my head. All right, that Tropical Island Prismatic Vista pack should be coming back around here. Theming Skydiver or On-Color Talisman. I think I want Skydiver. It's just a creature that does stuff. I have enough artifacts. All right, well, didn't get back any of those. Rumbling actually seems crazy. Mightstone and Weakstone. Yeah, Rumbling can find Fastbond. Turnabout to the sideboard. R1 Mortal Queen to the sideboard. Okay, this deck is cool. It doesn't have a lot of interaction, but it does have a lot of juice. My dream for this league is Malevolent Rumble into a Crucible effect, bending Strip Mine along the way. Let's do it all in 1 card. Feels good when you get to do that. This is 40 cards already. Submit. Okay, I don't have enough lands in here, so I do need to make some cuts. Gush, probably not actually supported here. We've got Excavator and Walk-in Closet. I think Tarmogoyf is just mediocre. Enduring Curiosity doesn't really feed my plan. It's just sort of an animal that will be good sometimes. What are my sources of card advantage, though? There aren't very many. But I'm mostly a combo deck. Like, don't let these green creatures distract you. I can gain infinite life and destroy all of my opponent's lands. And I can also upheaval and dump out all my stuff again with Fastbond or Exploration. Yeah, I think Urson Monstrosity is just sort of an animal. It's like basically just Tarmogoyf. I think I want 16 actual lands in here, as well as the Chrome Mox Mana Crypt. That means 1 more cut. And Ulvenwald Oddity is just kind of a guy. Subtlety is interaction. I can get to hardcast this sooner than you may think. Ugin can be my win con. Titania, Golos, Infinite Life, Infinite Land Destruction. Those are all win cons. 2 islands, 3 forests. That sounds right. Or I have 2 green fetch lands. I think I should go the other way. Yeah, neither of the fetch lands. I didn't take that tropical island when I saw it. It was unfortunately up against Strip Mine. So my fetch lands don't get blue, which matters a bit to me. I have Huatley, who can tutor 4 islands. I have 5 actual blue sources. Rumble can dig for them. I'm a base green deck. I am trying to support Counterspell. Can I get 1 more island in here? Also, oh wait, Academy is also a blue source. If I have an artifact. It's a nothing source if I don't. This might be okay. Yeah, I have Reclaimer that can dig. I have Golos that can dig. All right, let's put this deck together and see what's going on. Yeah, Chrome Mox could also be a blue source if I pitch a blue card to it, which I only actually have 6 of. I have 6 low-cost artifacts, though. Pretty okay on Tolarian Academy, at least relying on it to be a basic island. Okay, I think this is going to be my deck. Let's get it. The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, Magic Con, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at toamagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the draw in round 1. I am going to keep my hand. I have turn 1 Tameo that can get something going. Bayou Mox Sapphire from the opponent. Lotus Cobra. All right, they're showing me how it's done. Counter spell. That might counter a spell. May or may not. We'll see. My opponent could have access to 5 mana next turn if they have a fetch land. Wasteland, bummer. I could not have played around that. But Ramunap Excavator will beat it eventually. No attack, got him. Okay, basic island in the mix. I think what I want to do here is Soul Guide Lantern that Wasteland, just in case they are a recursive deck like my own. And that's an artifact if I find Academy. Strip Mine, oh baby. Okay, looks like we're on the same corner here. Soul Guide Lantern doing a lot of work. At least will stop me from getting hard locked. Oh, interesting they did it in that order. They could have torn that asunder before they stripped me, and then they would have still had Strip Mine. Now Wasteland and Strip Mine are both in exile, and they have sent me back on mana twice, but Mana Crypt, Chrome Mox, all in my deck. Ramunap Excavator in my hand. If they don't capitalize on this quickly, I will just grind out of it. Phyrexian Revoker can name Mox Sapphire. Okay, they got 4 mana here. What's the follow-up? Omnath, hell yeah. Okay, we're on the same corner for sure. I'm gonna get my Mortuary here, get the Surveil. Elvish Reclaimer. That is big already because they've wastelanded me a bunch of times. But it's not what I want. What I want is the next mana to cast Ramunap Excavator. Oh, we're in there. Okay, I could Huatli and Tutor, or I could Revoker. Flipping Huatli is not easy. It might not even be possible with my mana, so that's just a 2-3. All right, I'm going to revoke their Mox. Mox Sapphire. And I think Tameo should stay back. Don't want to take many more hits from this Lotus Cobra. Ancient Tomb is my next mana source. Yeah, I'll just park that back. I'm not really spending mana to crack clues. Don't really have time to do that right now. And this game's going to go really long because they have Omnath going. Zenith, uh-oh. Tireless Tracker. Okay, yeah, they have my deck. Interesting. I think I actually do want to trade Revoker for Cobra. And they both represent mana, and one of them also represents damage. Skydiver. I'm glad there's not a Cobra in play anymore. Or a Revoker in play anymore. Okay, X can't be 0. Boring. They're going to tap this in response to me stealing it. I go to 8. Yeah, that's got to be fine. X can't be 0 is the most cop shit there's ever been. What coward in Wizards of the Coast was like, wait, this is still good in Vintage. Okay. I still think absorbing damage is what I need to do here. Sorry, Tameo. I got to get to that Zurin Orb to have a chance here. Or find Golos, like something that is just bigger than Omnath. Elvish Reclaimer. No lands in their graveyard because I've exiled them all. All right, I am going to chump here. Thieving Skydiver did its job. Hey! Ba-bow, bow, bow, bow. Zurin Orb. What do you say, opponent? I actually am going to take the damage on Ramunap here because that leaves up Counterspell. All right, this is going to be a tight one, but we're starting to turn the corner. Crop rotation. Good thing I left up Counterspell. No way, Jose. Okay. We're close to stability. Still have to deal with a 4-4. I might be jumping with Tameo this turn. Just got to draw Fastbond and I win. Tameo, you're up. Thank you for your service. Maybe someday you'll draw a card. These clues are still here. Verdant Catacombs, not helpful. I think I would like to draw a card before I do anything else. Draw with a clue. We did it. All right. The combo is complete. Fastbond. They could kill Ramunap Excavator in response to something. All right. Just play all the lands out of my graveyard. Play Verdant Catacombs. Sack Verdant Catacombs. Play it. Do you see the combo, opponent? Can we stop? All right, they want to see me click. That is allowed. And I do have to do this at sorcery speed because although I can gain life with Zoran Orb whenever I want, I cannot play lands whenever I want. Okay, now I'm gonna fetch. I think there's only one fetchable left. Okay, they've had enough. Cool. Sweet. Treading water until you get your combo hooks in. That's what I was talking about in deck building, where it was like, you know, the Enduring Curiosity, the Ulvenwald Oddity. Like, having these bodies is nice, but I'm a combo deck. I just have some creatures involved. Okay, the mirror match. That Soul Guide Lantern feels like it was very important. Curiosity and Oddity. Do I want to meet them in combat? I mean, a 4-3 is really big. I have Upheaval going on too, though. Wily might be bad. There is actually no way to activate Wally. Oh, this might be a mistake in deck building. I forgot to check if I have Woburg, and I don't think I do. My only white and my only red are the same source, so I can't actually activate Golos. Is that a problem that I want to resolve, or is that just something that I accept is the case? I think I accept that's the case. That's not really Golos' job in the deck. I am going to turn Whatley into Curiosity, though. That seems like a way I could turn a matchup like this one around. Oh, that's a lot of power in this hand. Strip Mine, Mana Crypt. I will keep. Even Boseiju could have use here if they have some cool tech land. They had something worth crop rotating for. And I can hang fetch lands out for a while, play around their wastelands. Inquisition. Oh no. Well, they're probably taking Oko here, which makes my high rolls higher. Like, my hand is only mana at this point, but I think that's okay. Oh my god. Well, call the cops. I will get a basic forest and cast this Fastbond. I had it the whole time, opponent. No reason to tilt off. What do you mean you saw my hand? I don't remember that. Pew pew, pew pew, pew pew. Alright, I'll just drop out some stuff here. I can fetch the Mortuary next turn, or I can draw a card with Grove. Leave up Boseiju. If I find a Crucible effect, they're in a strip lock. Pilgrim. Howdy, Pilgrim. Okay, I have two cards that end the game basically on the spot, if I can find them. Mortuary. Field of the Dead. That one's a long way off. If I find the... None of that's what I want. I will just pass here. I guess I could draw a card with Grove, but that's my blue source. I'm going to take the high roll. Let's go. I just need a Crucible and I win. Reclaimer. That's fine. That's really big. And pass the turn. I'm saving this Boseiju in case I need it to be a Boseiju. Hey, a Crucible. Okay. Mana Crypt. And I will play out the Boseiju to play around Spell Pierce. Okay, they're dead. Sweet. Well, that was fun. I've lost to this sort of thing a lot in Cube, and I've never gotten it to work before for myself. I'm very excited to have this deck. On to the next round.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I am on the play in round 2 against a fan of the channel. Everyone say hi to Naiad99. I am going to keep this hand. It has all of my ramp and Malevolent Rumble to dig. Okay, I'm going to go Forest. It's actually interesting. Should I hold back the Fastbond and save some life? No, this one's just better, even if it hurts me a little bit. And I will play out Tolarian Academy. Whatever. It would have been sweeter if I could have rumbled this turn too, but we'll rumble next turn and figure it out. A Mountain. Vintage Cube decks are not built the same. 4 permanents in play, including Fastbond and Tolarian Academy, 2 cards that are restricted in Vintage and banned in Legacy, and then Basic Mountain. Go. A Malevolent Rumble. Let's find some action here. Zoran Orb, Strip Mine, Elvish Reclaimer. I think I want Elvish Reclaimer. It's already 3-4. Losing the Zurin Orb versus red stinks a little bit. Okay, I'm going to take Reclaimer. My land for turn. Gotta lose a life, but it's fine. 4 mana, looking at the Zugin in my hand, thinking someday. Gain 3 life, draw a card, pretty good against red. Cube's identity for red isn't really burn. It's mana advantage or card advantage through attacking. Crucible, Soul Guide Lantern. I have to target my own graveyard if I play this, but I mean, it turns on my Academy. I won't miss Malevolent Rumble. Everything else in my graveyard matters a little. Is there a land I'd want to tutor for here? Where did I put my deck? It's in paint. There it is. Ancient Tomb can ramp me. Yeah. Oh, I can draw a card with Soul Guide Lantern. Oh no, I want it for Academy. Never mind. I'm just going to pass. If I can get to 7, we're in business. Show and tell. Uh-oh. Well, what you got over there? Am I dead? I'll put in Exploration, I guess. Can't put in... Oh no, Ugin can't kill that one. There's not a Karakas in my list. Oh, I was having so much fun. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to rotate this forest into Ancient Tomb. I don't think I have any outs to this. Oh, Oko. I have Oko. All right. I have one option. Oko, 1 outer. Okay, that's a land. The mega tilt is that I actually could cast Ugin here. It's just not good enough because they put in a colorless Eldrazi. The Queen of the Eldrazi. Okay, I'm going to fetch for Underground Mortuary. I just need as many looks as I can get at exactly Oko right now. Golos doesn't help. Lose 2 life, draw a card. It's got to be Oko. It's Boseiju. All right, we're dead. Well, that's a way to beat me. Have a different and better combo. Or a combo that lines up better. I don't know that it is better. Right, do I make any changes here? Subtlety doesn't help versus Show and Tell. Ovenwald Oddity doesn't either. In drawing cards and burying them might be a better use of 2 blue. Okay, I will do this. I also have Upheaval that could have reset that situation. Counterspell is in my deck. I'm not going to bring in Oath of Druids, obviously. Okay. We've got turn 1 Reclaimer, Strip Mine. All right, I'll keep this. Open for that Strip Mine cheese. Grove, Reclaimer. And I'll play out the Orb, just in case. Got this Ugin in my hand again. Mountain. Burst Lightning. You got me. All right, Strip Mine. Bring me home. Cheese value. Hope the opponent never recovers. Another Mountain. They're back. All right, my fetch lands are showing up. There is a counterspell in my deck, and I do have double blue, if I can find it before I lose. There's a Wasteland as well. Did I take Wasteland? All right, they're zooting in Malcolm. That's fine. I actually don't remember if Wasteland's in my deck. I remember that was a tight pick. No, I took Exploration over Wasteland. Yeah, okay, never mind. I don't have Wasteland. Mortuary, Field of the Dead. That's something I can use later. Counterspell. We did it. I don't have forever to figure this out, but at least getting cooked by turn 3 Show and Tell isn't the game plan anymore. Malcolm's going in. If this Malcolm goes too far, they could just cast the Emrakul. My deck's not very good at having removal in it. Lutri the Spell Chaser. Not the companion? Coward. And this is Vintage Cube. Lutri could literally be your companion. There's no way it couldn't be. Interesting. They needed that 40th playable more than a free card. I'm not saying they're wrong or bad, like they know their deck better than me, but I'm very interested to see Lutri anywhere other than the command zone. Okay, Haywire Might's in play. I can gain life as necessary, but I'm actually extremely worried about this Malcolm just getting to 4. Discarded Subtlety. Okay, well, they have a mana up that could represent a Spell Pierce or something. All right, cool. Now I can stop holding up Counterspell and start playing Magic. Jetmir's Garden. Exploration. That might someday be useful. Here's this buddy. Exploration. Might as well get it in. Attack with Haywire Might. Tolarian Academy gets me to Ugin. I have 3 artifacts now. Crucible effect gets me quickly to Ugin or starts strip locking them out of comboing me. But the Malcolm is off next turn. Or I could get my attack snuck right now. Oh no. Archon of Cruelty. Oh no, Ugin's dead. Okay. I am just dead here. Yeah, this is plenty of damage. Okay. Tough crowd. But, I mean, a powerful combo deck. My deck is kind of a linear or non-linear value deck that eventually assembles combos. This is a dedicated combo deck, and I think my opponent has the structural advantage here. Also, that's 2 games in a row, or, I mean, if we count last match, that's 4 games in a row where I was just like, please Crucible of Worlds, please Crucible Effect. I have 2. I would have played 3 if I had them, but that is really important to making my deck function. On to the final round. The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables. I'm on the play in the final round, and I think I'm going to mulligan this hand. This is just like, I guess I have Bill plus Skydiver, but I do have my whole top end. And my deck does have Exploration and Mana Crypt in it if I'm willing to mulligan for fast advantage. All right, fine. I'll wuss out. I'll keep. I have the Mortuary I can fetch for some selection, and if I find land number 3, then that gets a trigger on Bill, then Skydiver can steal something. I could pitch Subtlety in an emergency. Giver of Runes. All right, I don't consider that an emergency. Mortuary, Zurin Orb. All right, well, it's too early for me to take that, even though losing it does clip one of my combos. Okay, I am going to hold off on the Strip Mine, and I'm going to commit Bristly Bill first. To get something going while I strip them out. Celestial Colonnade, Ocelot Pride. This gives protection. That means it can shove through Bristly Bill. Ooh, Mana Crypt. Suddenly gaming. Okay, this is why we keep hands like this. Strip Mine. Counter on Bill. Mana Crypt. Golos. And Tolarian Academy taps for the most, but I'd like to play Titania next turn, which means I need a green source here. Verdant Catacombs, pretty good. Whenever a land is put into a graveyard, means if I draw a green source, I think I just want the garden in play. Okay, and now they can't give Ocelot Pride protection from green and colorless. They can do one or the other. But I will at least be able to stop that thing in combat. And then I can play Titania, strip mine them, buy back strip mine. A Johnny, I still don't think I'm worried about that. Not enough to spend 2 cards on it. Ocelot Pride is a cat, though. But I will have way more going on than them in the near future. I can't let this do its thing. That's too many cats, even though they get an Ajani. Gonna have to live with it. Okay, Ajani is a Planeswalker now. Can make a 2/1. And now I have the option of, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, one short of that. I have the option of strip mining them once and making 2 elementals, or strip mining them twice and making 1 elemental. I think strip mining them twice is better. Take out Celestial Colonnade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Titania. Get back strip mine. I'll put a counter on. They're all lethal for a Johnny. Guess I'll put the counter on Titania to get her out of burn range. Strip mine your Hallowed Fountain. Make a 5/3. And then attack a Johnny with both of these things. Look at this elemental token. This looks so badass. This is from the Dual Decks Elves vs. Goblins. Okay, they're choosing to kill Bristly Bill rather than save a Johnny. Or, okay, changing their mind. Okay, they're choosing to save a Johnny. And they can protect one of these cats. Okay, 1 cat down, a Johnny protected. Once again, the Crucible of Worlds is completely bonkers for me. I think I will have to subtlety any red card. Uh-oh, that's not a red card I can subtlety. I'm glad I put Titania out of easy burn range, but this is going to finish her off, even though they're going to have to commit a second round to it. Okay, Titania is deceased. Oh, I can steal that. Steal the chainsaw. Does it cost red to equip? No, it's colorless. Nice. I lost the flip and Malevolent Rumble. Is Rumble where I want to be? Probably. Okay, I'm casting Malevolent Rumble. Raminap Excavator. Get in my belly. All right, I will take that card. And I have my land drop still available. Get you in that strip mine squeeze. Firstly, Bill, put a +1 counter on Excavator. That's my most important card now. And I'm going to attack a Johnny with all of my creatures. Okay, they've decided to take out Bill this time. Yeah, Bill will be a problem for you at some point. It's already been a problem. It's added 4 power and toughness to the board. The chainsaw revs. I'm going to take out their mountain and pass. Arid Mesa. They're fighting the good fight over there. Never mind. Gave up. Okay, sweet. That was a lot of advantage very quickly from me. Okay, so they are big Boros. Tarmogoyf could battle if I just want a creature with stats so I don't get overrun by stuff. Yeah, Huatli probably sucks and doesn't belong in the deck. I don't know if that's true. She's a fine middle-of-the-road thing to do. And then I can specialize with my oddities and Tarmogoyfs and Arwens and monstrosities and curiosities if I want to. All right, here we go. Submit the deck. The first appearance of Upheaval. My hand's pretty slow, but it's also stable. Opponent's just got like some creatures and stuff. Okay, Mock Sapphire. That makes the creatures happen faster. Voice of Victory. Oh shit. Well, I better get Elvish Reclaimer out here. That can at least start absorbing some of this damage. Guide of Souls. Wowie zowie. That's a combo. The modern deck. This is a basically endless stream of energy and life. Excavator. Okay. Reclaimer can start rotating. If I get Ancient Tomb, that's a bunch of damage I'm going to take, but it does jump me forward on the path to upheaving. Okay, I will pass. Or I could rotate for a fetch land and then fetch and get Reclaimer bigger, faster. When I can't cast spells, I can still activate abilities. Deal. But now they can use Guide of Souls ability. They'll have at least 4 energy in combat. Oh, actual blue. It's not just Boros with a Mock Sapphire. Blue mana. I'm in jail. This is bad. Okay, I think now I have to rotate for Ancient Tomb if I want any chance in life. But even that is thin. It's thin hope. Ancient Tomb, probably going to die before I get to tap it for mana. But if I draw Mana Crypt, I can upheave the board right now. I'll play to my outs here. This is 6 damage. And next turn it's 8, 9, 10. I'm at 2, so I can't tap Ancient Tomb unless it's winning me the game. All right. Run over. All right. I will be more respectful of their deck for game 3. Okay. Submit. This is the deck I got. At game 1, we did not see a Mox, and we saw a lot more kind of slow, grindy elements rather than the full blitz. Okay, this hand is 1 mana away from popping off. I am going to keep it. I have all of my pieces here. And I will play out the Zuran Orb just in case I get wastelanded. Let me at least get 2 life for the road. Not a wasteland. Ocelot Pride. Alright, we're going to be gaming for real. Okay, I can block Ocelot Pride. Immediate pressure off. Elvish Reclaimer has been great this league. Just showing up on 1 to be a body. Never mind, it's dead. That only matters if I miss my land drop for multiple turns, though. Ocelot Pride gets to start doing stuff. Haywire Might. Fudge! Okay. Haywire Might. Exploration. Literally just need a land. I would even take Mana Crypt. A source of mana. Deck's full of it. Chromox works. It all works. Enduring Innocence. Okay, so this was the card draw one. Guess I have to block Kellen here. Alright, they're changing their mind on Kellen. I'll block the cat to absorb some damage here, because that's really all that matters. Just got to get my pieces moving. Okay, Soulkite Lantern. Eat this Chain Lightning. Draw a card immediately. Oh my god. Oh my god. Come on, deck. We're so close. Even this is beatable. Turza Light Shatter. Okay, that's more damage. That's a haste creature. Discarded 2 lands, looting up that gas. Okay, Osla Pride. The city is blessed. I am basically dead here. Okay, Chrome Mox. It's not too late. We actually can still do this. All right. So is getting to Upheaval reasonable? Because that is probably my actual plan to win. If I pitch Oko, I have all my colors under Chrome Mox. Okay, Chrome Mox, exile Oko, play Excavator. I still have 2 land drops this turn. Sack my island, play my island, sack my garden, play my garden. Okay, we're so close. We're actually almost there. Guide of Souls, that draws a card. Luminarch Aspirant, okay. A +1 counter on Ocelot Pride. Attacking with everything. Except Ocelot Pride, it seems. Kellen can become Ragavan, kind of. Your Ragavan. It doesn't get power and toughness until the next one. Alright, I am going to block Kellen. Okay, go to 7. Alright, Ancient Tomb, Mana Crypt, Fastbond, all draws that could win me the game here. Salvager, not it. I have 5 mana right now. I need 6. 7 life, I don't think is enough to get through here. What a sad outcome. The lands deck loses because it doesn't have a land. Alright, sack Island to Zurin Orb. Play it. Sack Garden to Zurin Orb. Play it. And pretty much dead. They fire up the Colonnade. That's 4 extra damage as well. Or Teferi. Teferi bouncing Golem token takes a serious object out of play. Ponder. Casting Ponder just to rub it in. Casting my favorite card against me before you kill me. I think if this Chrome Mox showed up 1 turn earlier, we would have won this game. 2 turns earlier, it's not close. Obviously, those are not the things that happened in the game we're actually playing, so is what it is. Can I survive this combat? All right, they buffed Guide of Souls. Tursa does not trample. They block Tursa, block 2 damage. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have to sack a land here. I'm going to sack the land that comes back untapped. I'm at 1. Fastbond off the top still wins the game. Right, the cats trigger. Okay, Fastbond off the top. Mana Crypt, Ancient Tomb. Island is not it. Land drop, land drop. Because I had to sack the land last turn, I guess it doesn't matter because I had unlimited land drops available. All right, yep. Gonna die with this upheaval in my hand. GG's. Tough crowd. I would keep that hand 10 times out of 10. It just didn't materialize that time. Okay, this deck was very sweet. I think it was maybe a little light on card advantage and a little light on interaction. I don't even know what that means. I guess like Brazen Borrower. Like if Huatli was Brazen Borrower, I think this deck gets better a million times. I didn't have anything like an Omnath or a Tireless Tracker. I saw Tireless Tracker and I don't remember what I took over it, but look at the quality of cards in my deck. I imagine the pick was right at the time. It just didn't wheel back to me. Maybe Enduring Curiosity should just be in the main deck if card advantage is a problem I have. Is Ugin sexier than he is good? Could Ugin just be Enduring Curiosity and then we're like blue-green mid-range that can pivot into a combo kill? Like I said, this is not an archetype I have a ton of familiarity with, and this is the first time I've really gotten into it in a way that I'm happy with. And I am happy with this deck, but definitely some stuff like the Huatli that could have been just built a little better. And there were some close calls in the draft as well, like the Exploration over Wasteland, the Tropical Island versus Strip Mine. And I think Strip Mine is correct. I'm not backing off of that, but that is a thing that happened, like some stuff that, tiny stuff that happened in the draft. Like if Trop and Strip Mine were just in different packs, this deck is a lot better, but they happen to be next to each other. And maybe I'm supposed to mulligan harder. It's a 40 card deck. A mulligan sees a large percentage of your deck, much larger than in constructed. So if the deck is actually fully reliant on having a Crucible effect, maybe take a mulligan until you either have one or have the ability to dig for one. If the deck can ramp, maybe mulligan until you find that Mana Crypt, Chrome Mox, Exploration, or Fastbond rather than just making normal land drops. That could be just a cube skill that I'm personally lacking because I don't play a lot of the format. But it's all cool stuff we're thinking about. Everybody, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon. If you like this cube content, make sure to let me know. I will see you next time.